Imagine a world before words, before sentences, grammar, or even distinct syllables. How did our ancient ancestors, those primal humans navigating a brutal world, truly connect? How did they warn of danger, share knowledge, coordinate a hunt, or even express love, if not through language as we know it? For too long, we've taken communication for granted, assuming language simply appeared. But the actual truth is far more complex. A hidden story of gestures, sounds, and an intricate, secret language that shaped not just how they spoke, but who we are today. Prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about the dawn of human connection. To truly understand this secret language, we must first journey back, long before the first articulated word, to a world where communication was a tapestry woven from silence and sound, a primal foundation of cues and calls. Our earliest ancestors were, first and foremost, masters of the unspoken. Think of the universal language of body posture, the subtle shift in a gaze, or the instantaneous clarity of a facial expression. A wide-eyed stare, an involuntary flinch, a relaxed posture. These weren't learned performances, they were visceral hardwired signals. Like our primate cousins, a bared set of teeth meant aggression, while relaxed shoulders and an open palm signaled peace. A flicker of fear in the eyes, a tense readiness in the body, or the universal comfort of a gentle touch, these cues were instantly understood, creating an immediate, undeniable layer of shared reality within the group. But human communication went deeper, becoming astonishingly sophisticated through deliberate gestures. A pointed finger wasn't merely directing attention, it was a potent command, a vital piece of information. Danger there. It might shriek without a sound, or food beyond that ridge. Or, simply, follow me. An open palm wasn't just a sign of peace. It could be an offer of shared resources, a request for help, or an invitation to collaborate. More complex hand movements could even mime actions, the repetitive motion of grinding grain, the precise flaking of a stone tool, the arc of a thrown spear, or the stalk of a hunter. These weren't just random movements. They were the very seeds of symbolic thought, conveying intent, action, and even a nascent narrative without a single uttered sound. They allowed for the sharing of practical skills and immediate plans that were crucial for survival. Alongside these rich visual cues, early humans communicated through a spectrum of vocalizations. Not words, but distinct, meaningful sounds. Imagine the sharp, urgent grunt that instantly conveyed the presence of a hidden predator, a stark alarm cutting through the quiet. Or the contented sighs and shared laughter that fostered deep social bonds, reinforcing group cohesion. The wailing cry of a child, universal across species, summoned immediate aid and protection. These weren't merely random noises, they formed a robust proto-language, a vocabulary of distinct calls and exclamations tied directly to immediate needs, emotional states, and environmental threats. Think of a chimpanzee's distinct calls for different types of food versus its specialized alarm calls. Our ancestors refined this repertoire, developing a rich soundscape of survival. How did these complex signals become so universally understood within a group? Here, mirror neurons likely played a pivotal role. These remarkable brain cells fire not just when we perform an action, but also when we observe someone else performing it, essentially allowing us to feel, understand, and even imitate their intent. This neural mirroring was fundamental for learning, for developing empathy, and for the synchronous action vital for social cohesion. Consider also the motherese hypothesis, the exaggerated, rhythmic, and melodic vocalizations mothers intuitively use when interacting with infants. This ancient, intuitive form of communication may have been a crucial training ground, priming the infant brain to associate specific sounds with meaning and emotional context, laying the very groundwork for proto-language development. Indeed, the constant existential drive for social bonding, for deep cooperation in a dangerous world, was the ultimate crucible for refining these early communication systems. In this pre-verbal world, meaning wasn't solely in the gesture or the sound, it was powerfully reinforced by context. A pointed finger towards rustling bushes combined with a tense body and a sharp warning grunt created an undeniable, unambiguous message of predator approaching. Observing someone miming the throwing of a spear and then looking intently at a distant herd provided a clear, actionable plan for a hunt. Their shared understanding of the environment, combined with these evolving nonverbal and proto-vocal tools, allowed ancient humans to collaborate on hunts, protect their young, and navigate their harsh world with remarkable effectiveness. It was a dense, intricate web of immediate information, constantly exchanged and understood. But even with these rich nonverbal and proto-vocal tools, how did they truly share complex ideas? How did they plan for a future event that wasn't immediately visible? How did they pass down intricate skills that couldn't simply be shown through mimicry alone? How did they bridge the enormous gap between now and then, or here and there? How did they begin to speak of things unseen, of the past, or of the abstract thoughts swirling within their minds? This is where the story gets even more profound, revealing the subtle shift from conveying immediate needs to crafting the very fabric of abstract thought and, ultimately, language itself. Moving beyond the immediate urgency of a pointing finger or a warning cry, ancient humans began a cognitive magic trick, the invention of symbols. Where communication once clung to the present, a groundbreaking shift occurred. Gestures, initially mimetic, began to abstract. Instead of just showing a lion or miming its roar, perhaps a hand shape or sound came to represent danger or predator, even when no threat was visible. This wasn't just about showing what was, it was about conveying what could be or had been. This leap from concrete to conceptual laid the foundation for proto-language. As symbolic thinking took root, it exploded onto cave walls, creating the world's first enduring libraries. Early cave art, far from mere decoration, was profound symbolic communication. These aren't just pictures. They're complex narratives conveying hunting strategies, spiritual beliefs, and creation myths. A bison on a wall wasn't just an animal. It might have been a prayer for a hunt or an ancestral story. This visual language shared knowledge and culture across generations and vast distances, a powerful testament to our ancestors' intricate inner worlds, telling stories that echoed through millennia. The symbolic revolution wasn't limited to grand murals. Consider smaller, more intimate artifacts, carved ochre, drilled shells, carefully strung beads. These weren't just trinkets. Why invest precious time in shaping pigment or smoothing stone? Because these objects carried meaning. They were badges of belonging, markers of status, or perhaps early currency. A pattern on ochre could signify tribal affiliation, a bead necklace, a leader. These were early humans saying, "This is who we are," or "This is my story," without uttering a single word. They spoke volumes about shared identity and the blossoming capacity for abstract representation. One of the most intriguing connections of this era is between our hands and our mouths, tool-making and language. Crafting a complex stone tool demands planning, precision, and critical sequencing, a specific order of steps. These same cognitive abilities are fundamental to language. The precise ordering of words to form a coherent sentence, the intricate rules of grammar, the ability to mentally construct a narrative before speaking, these mirror the challenges of toolmaking. It's plausible that brain regions for skilled manual dexterity and tool use evolved with those for language, each reinforcing the other, teaching our ancient hands and brains to speak in ever more complex ways. Alongside these visual and artifactual leaps, vocalizations were transforming. Grunts and calls acquired more specific, stable meanings. Onomatopoeia, sounds like buzz or splash, likely offered a natural bridge for labels. Simple words for common objects and actions emerged: fire, water, hunt. But the real revolution was displacement, the breathtaking ability to talk about things not immediately present. No longer look. Lion, our ancestors could say, "Remember that lion yesterday?" Or "Let's hunt the mammoth tomorrow." This profound cognitive shift allowed for planning, teaching, and sharing experiences across time and space, fundamentally transforming human cooperation and learning. These symbolic leaps, from abstract gestures and cave art to meaningful artifacts and the cognitive dance of toolmaking with proto-language, were groundbreaking. They laid the foundations, the building blocks for true linguistic complexity. The ability to talk about what isn't here opened up entirely new worlds of thought and collaboration. Yet, for all their profound significance, these advancements still formed a fragmented mosaic. There was still a missing piece: a truly transformative secret element that allowed for the explosion of complex thought, detailed narrative, and the seamless sharing of intricate stories that define human culture today. What was that final, crucial ingredient that unlocked the full, boundless power of human communication? We've journeyed through the subtle cues and complex signals that paved the way for human connection, but now we arrive at the threshold of something truly transformative, the evolutionary leap that birthed true, complex language as we know it. This wasn't a single invention, but a breathtaking confluence of biological adaptations and cultural innovations, all conspiring to unlock an entirely new dimension of human existence. First, the anatomical marvels. Imagine our early ancestors communicating with a limited range of sounds. Then, a crucial change occurred, the descent of the larynx. In most mammals, the larynx is high in the throat, great for preventing choking, but restrictive for vocal variety. As our ancestors evolved, the larynx descended, creating a longer vocal tract. This seemingly small shift was monumental, allowing for an incredibly expanded palette of sounds, the vowels and consonants that form the building blocks of speech. Without this anatomical upgrade, the rich symphony of human language would have remained an impossible dream. But a sophisticated instrument needs a sophisticated conductor. Our brains underwent equally profound transformations. Neurological changes, particularly brain lateralization, meant that specific areas of the brain became specialized for language processing. Suddenly, the left hemisphere, in particular, began to hum with activity dedicated to understanding and producing speech, processing grammar, and making sense of the intricate web of meaning. It was like upgrading from a simple switchboard to a supercomputer, capable of handling vast amounts of symbolic information at lightning speed. And speaking of upgrades, we can't overlook the mysterious FOXP2 gene, often dubbed the language gene. While it's not the only gene involved, FOXP2 plays a critical role in the fine motor control required for speech and the development of complex language skills. Mutations in this gene can severely impair speech and grammar, offering a powerful glimpse into its fundamental importance. It's a testament to the intricate genetic blueprint that underpins our unique capacity to articulate thought. Yet, even with the biological hardware in place, what truly ignited language's complexity was its social function. Enter the social brain hypothesis. As human groups grew larger, maintaining cohesion and coordinating collective action became exponentially more challenging. How do you keep track of hundreds of individuals, their relationships, their intentions, their contributions? This is where language became the ultimate social glue. And one of its most powerful applications? Gossip. Far from trivial chatter, gossip allowed early humans to share vital information about who was trustworthy, who was deceitful, who was skilled, who was available. It built reputation, enforced social norms, and solidified bonds within ever-expanding communities, fostering a level of trust and cooperation unprecedented in the animal kingdom. But beyond gossip, language unlocked something even more profound: storytelling. Imagine a shared fire, the flickering shadows dancing on cave walls, and a voice weaving tales of a successful hunt, a dangerous predator, or the deeds of ancestors. These narratives weren't just information exchange, they were the very fabric of early culture. They allowed for the transmission of complex knowledge across generations, the articulation of shared values, and the creation of myths that gave meaning to existence. Language, then, wasn't just a tool for describing reality, it became the ultimate mechanism for building shared realities, for constructing collective consciousness. This led to a remarkable positive feedback loop, the co-evolution of language and culture. More sophisticated language enabled more complex cultural practices, elaborate rituals, intricate tools, advanced social structures. These in turn demanded even more nuanced language to describe, teach, and regulate them. This synergistic relationship fueled an exponential increase in human adaptability, problem-solving capabilities, and societal complexity, propelling us far beyond any other species on Earth. Understanding this intricate origin story isn't just about tracing ancient history, it reshapes our fundamental understanding of communication itself, of consciousness, and of the unique human capacity to shape reality through shared words. It reveals that our deepest truths, our most cherished beliefs, and even our very sense of self are not merely reflected by language, but are in many ways forged by it. What does this incredible journey tell us about the future of communication as our tools evolve beyond face-to-face interaction? And what might it reveal about our own ongoing evolution as language continues to adapt and transform the very way we think and connect? We began this journey by asking about the secret language ancient humans used, a question that at first glance seems to lead to a single hidden tongue. But as we've seen, the true secret wasn't a single invention, but an astonishing symphony of evolving communication. A silent pact forged across millennia, from the earliest grunts and cries that mirrored the raw emotions of survival, to the subtle twitch of a muscle, a pointed finger, or the intricate rhythm of a drumbeat. Our ancestors were always finding ways to bridge the chasm between individual minds. They sculpted meaning from the void, painting stories on cave walls, shaping symbols into narratives, and transforming the abstract into the tangible. This wasn't merely the development of tools or technologies, it was the genesis of shared consciousness. Each gesture, each uttered sound, each meticulously carved symbol added another layer to humanity's collective story, allowing wisdom to be passed down, dangers to be warned against, and complex thoughts to finally take flight. It was an incremental, profound evolution, the intricate dance of words, symbols, and shared understanding that allowed our ancestors, and now us, to share our deepest thoughts, our wildest dreams, and our most crucial truths. This isn't just a fascinating chapter in history, it's the very foundation of who you are. Every conversation you have, every book you read, every idea you share springs directly from these ancient roots. It's how you connect, how you understand your world, and how you build your reality. So, the secret language of ancient humans wasn't a hidden dialect, but the relentless, beautiful, and utterly human drive to connect, a drive that continues to define us. It's the invisible architecture of our minds, a testament to our enduring need to be understood and to understand. It is, in essence, the very act of being human. If unraveling these deep-seated ancient mysteries, the actual truths behind our human story, ignites your curiosity, then you've found your community. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us as we continue to unearth the hidden pathways of our past. We're on a quest to explore the profound questions that shape who we are, and you won't want to miss our next deep dive into the secrets of humanity. What other ancient mysteries, what other profound questions about our origins are waiting to be uncovered? Let us know in the comments below. We read every one, and your insights help shape our future explorations.